Hi and welcome to the Edge Seminars. Thank you for booking your seat and I look forward to meeting you on the night, 7th of September, where we'll be running through our seminar, The Elements of Peak Performance. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Mark Hamawi and I am the Executive Coach and Trainer at Leader House. Now, I won't go into a massive description of who I am because we're going to talk and we're going to meet and I'm going to get to know you on the night. What I wanted to do here was provide you a prelude of what we'll be doing and at the same time create for you a space where you can arrive at the event with the right mind frame and potentially eliminate or become more aware of a habit that you may already have that may be limiting your peak performance mindset. And what I'm talking about is something that is very dear to us all. It's a relationship that we're very much addicted to. A lot of us are living in that space too much. And that space, that relationship, is that with fear. There's science and statistics which feed back information that fear has become the predominant baseline state that most people operate from. That means that when you're laying around at home or when you are in your general zone, you're sitting there from and experiencing a physical and a mental state of fear. Now, I understand fear is important because we do require fear to protect us. Fight or flight mechanism, it's what we're wired to do. And with reasonable evidence, we should have fear to protect us. And fear, in its natural sense, creates that reaction. In its unnatural sense, fear becomes what it's most commonly becoming, and what people are experiencing: stress, anxiety, depression, anger, procrastination, uncertainty, addictions, bad habits. That's all coming because of the incorrect interpretation of fear, and that's why the acronym false evidence appearing real is a good acronym for what the letters FEAR seem to stand for more and more nowadays. What's the cause of that, you might be wondering, and I hear you asking? Well, one school of thought is that information age, a lot of information coming in our way, our senses are overloaded. Our poor little brain is fried, and that's creating a sense of this wall of stress. It comes from fear. Secondly is another school of thought, schooling. Our government seem to be creating more and more rules-based, fear-based approach to placating who we are, subservient mentality, and that's creating more fear. Third potential school of thought, social media, constantly on it. It's creating the new fear, the new modern fear, FOMO, fear of missing out, and that may be potentially what's causing it. Whatever the case may be, stats are on the rise, and ugly stats in relation to anxiety, depression. I'm involved with support groups that deal with that, and I'm seeing the statistics rise. But I don't want to dwell on that today. So today, I want to talk to you more proactively about how we can crush the relationship with fear, because if you want to have a peak performance mindset, and you want all the abundance, success, happiness, joy, all the good items that come in life through a peak performance mindset, you've got to crush your relationship with fear. That's not negotiable. And I'd like you to replace that with something even more beneficial, which is courage. When we come from a place of courage, we open up our lives to the awesome things, we feel good, and we do step into the zone of peak performance mindset. Courage flows better from there. So today, 10 biohacks that I'd like to share with you. These are used by the likes of Jim Kwik, Amy Cuddy, also by the likes of Richard Branson, okay? So these biohacks, and of course Tony Robbins, these biohacks are used to take you from a state of fear, get rid of that, and start creating coming from a place of courage, okay? I'm going to write these down. You'll love my writing. If you don't get it, just email me and I'll send you the information, or email us, we'll send you the information. Now, the first biohack, and we all have an awareness of it, but how often do we apply it? Meditate and exercise. As often as possible, as often as possible outdoors. Meditate, exercise, yoga, so on and so forth. Dave will talk more about that. Okay, I won't say any more, but as often as possible during the week. Second, eating, food habits. Habits. We want them to be positive food habits. Clear your pantry of all the stuff that creates stress chemicals, high sugars, too much caffeine, like a coffee, but balance it. Items that Ronaldo will talk about, so I won't go into it, but getting rid of flour, white rice, so on and so forth. Okay. Third element, and that's another one that is an easy reach for us. It relates to that FOMO I spoke about. Phone off. First and last hour of every day, don't go to your phone. Thanks for the tip, Jim Quick. It's how you create an empowering state, because you come from you, not from everyone else, and you start to understand you, okay? And that's important. You create more courage that way. First, last hour of your day, don't touch your phone. Turn it off. Okay. The fifth one, I should say the fourth one, only up to the fourth. And it relates to being able to turn your phone off, and therefore now you have time. I want you to write a thankful list. Before you sleep, write a list of what you're thankful for the day. It could be the simplest list, like I'm really thankful for the awesome Vegemite toast I had today. Yeah. Or it'll be a list of something higher level that you may be thankful for. People call it a gratitude journal. Before you sleep, write it. It's an amazing way to get a nice, calm sleep. Okay. Fifth, and that's the number that I tried to jump with before, positive circle. Make sure that you've got a positive circle of influence around you. Toxic friends, get them out the door as quickly as you can. Meaning, hang around with those who can influence you with empowerment, those who have got positive mindset, and potentially those who have got more of a humorous way or a lighter way of seeing life. Okay, it's good to get deep, but we also need to know how to enjoy humour. So I put that as our fifth, the positive circle of influence. Sixth, what shall I say? Here, simply we call it mistakes and failure equal positive. What I mean by that is embrace and take ownership for your mistakes and your failures. Own them. They are part of exactly what you do every day because you've got courage, and they're part of what you do every day because you identify that through learning, through mistakes, like that one, through mistakes, through failures, you learn, you grow, you develop. If you're not doing that, you're stuck in your comfort zone, and it's likely that you are not moving forward. So the next one on the list, positive, sorry about the shortcut, info, another shortcut. What I mean by that, read, watch, listen to. Immerse yourself in positive-based empowering information, okay? What stimulates you, what gives you the chemical reaction of courage. Anything else is giving you the wrong chemical reaction, okay? And that's intensifying anxiety, so on and so forth. Positive information, empowering information only. That's a really important part of what to do day in and day out. Okay, what are we up to? Making sure that I'm on target with the list here. And that's number 7, apologies. And we'll look at number 8. And we're starting to get to commonly understood empowering thoughts, techniques, behaviors. And that is embracing change. Similar to what happens when you start to be comfortable with mistakes, be comfortable and embrace change and challenge, through which you will more likely make more mistakes, but you are identifying that you're taking forward steps, you're growing, you're becoming a better person. And when you recognize that change is awesome and it is actually your ticket to peak performance, to success, abundance, then you don't sit in a space where you're constantly cowering away from, oh, what's going to happen next, okay? Embrace change and challenge, really important elements. Number 9, and to help you embracing change, challenge, and to help you with all of this is know your values. Work with yourself through meditation, through better behavior. When you start to empower yourself and understand you, get to know your values. What drives you? What's your why? Simon Sinek. What's your why? What is actually the core reason that you do what you do? Why do you behave resourcefully or unresourcefully? They're all linked to your values. Get to know your values. Work with a coach. And through that process, you're going to understand what your values are. Therefore, you're going to be driven and you're going to be clearer with a compass of where to go. And that gives you courage, more conviction when you're coming from your values, because you're not always wondering, oh, what am I doing? Is it right or wrong? When you know your values, you know you're on the right path, and that gives you confidence to move forward. Number 10, this is the steaming engine style of work that all successful people do all the time, okay? Visualize, and affirm. Good luck reading that. Visualizations, affirmation. Understand through your values what your ideal life would look like. Make that picture, enhance it, see it, feel it, hear it, step into it every day in your mind. 10 minutes, longer if you can. During meditation, when you're not meditating, when you're driving, when you're showering. Affirm to yourself your beliefs, your values. Visualize them as often as you can, at least twice a day, 5 to 10 minutes, and you won't have time for anything except for empowering and strong thoughts. Okay? Visualizing, very important. I'm just going to add one more bonus one here. 11. You decide. What I mean by that is, could you decide for me what is your 11th biohack, 11, and that's the spiritual number 11. So what is your biohack? What are you tuning into that will help you go from a place of fear and all the stress, anger, procrastination that comes from it, and start going to a place of courage, a place where you're driven, motivated, you're succeeding. Sooner or later, I would hope that we're all coming from that space. And we can all start opening in our lives what we deserve. We deserve happiness, we deserve abundance, and we deserve to live a bit more carefree, you know, like the Europeans do. What's wrong with having a dog come into a restaurant and sit on your lap? When you really actually think about it, what are we scared of? What are we creating in our mind that's making us fearful of poor evidence? Being fearful of absolutely nothing, really. So let's create a more carefree, courageous way to live. We all deserve that. So recapping, identify your relationship with fear, apply the 11 biohacks. I'd like you to please send me your 11th biohack. Please put it on our Facebook. Post away. What's your 11th biohack? And apply these daily. And from there, you're going to see success, happiness, and well-being flow into your life. Okay? Courage is going to lead that door open. You're going to attract more opportunities. Because you do deserve it. We all deserve it. And you can have that right now. Imagine what it would look like in your life right now if you're experiencing courage, happiness, abundance all the time. Okay? Looking forward to spending more time with you. One saying that I love, and slips my mind who says it, but know what your fears are and go and live there. I love that saying because it inspires courage, and I wonder when you'll make the decision to do that. My name's Mark Hamawi. Thanks for listening. I look forward to stepping you through the elements of Mindset for Peak Performance, which is my task on the 7th of September, and I so look forward to seeing you, shaking your hand, and meeting you face to face. Thank you.